Hello, everyone. Welcome to I'd Back That Kickstarter with Gloryhoundd.
DrGloryHogg.
Greg Dickson.
I know we're all three in the same place at the same time, barely, like just barely.
What are you talking about? I got here like a whole minute, 9 seconds ago.
If you guys want to scoot over,
Scooch,
so
boy.
Greg can be like in there. So let's see here. We got a ton of stuff to talk about, and plus, we're at the nexus of the universe. All three of us being here at the same time, the same place. It's been
the
like
nexus
over
of the universe.
it's been over a month.
Oh, that's true. I guess it has been over
It's been over a month.
It's been a little wacky.
Yeah, because what was it, like twice?
We
it
tried
was you
firing
and then
Greg, but
I
he
think
just
I
kept showing up.
I think I was out of town one week.
Working.
I think I was out of town 1 week, and then we were at the con all together, but then I had a work thing I had to take care of that day. You were gone last week, so yeah,
Oh,
it's been
look, it's Daniel. I love Colorado Zayas.
Hey, Daniel, and hello, Alan. Thanks for talking with me about your crazy purchases that you have on Kickstarter right now.
Yeah,
We got
Alan's not
Vincent in the
messing around
channel.
with the whole Kickstarter for
I know,
Wormwood.
and
Alex went.
Jimmy
he went in.
all
Alan
in,
went
huh?
Yeah.
All in, yeah. Jimmy is finally getting to join us, which is awesome. I'm super excited to see everybody here today. So
He says he only has 20 minutes, so we have to do it
better
all
we
do
in
gotta
20
hurry
minutes.
up. Hurry.
20 I can't do all this. in
Hello,
20 minutes.
Kabuki kids. So okay, well then let's get started so we can start covering some of these. Okay.
We're all very blue. You're blue.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance. There was super crazy technical difficulties today,
We
so
had to hire wire
You're
into
lucky
the
you can see and
mainframe.
hear us.
yeah, my Wi-Fi is not working on my computer, so
That's a problem.
this is interesting.
That's fine.
It's been an
You
interesting
don't
day.
need internet to do a live show on
What?
the internet. Wait.
We're all
Wow.
blue for Easter, which is an American holiday about eggs.
And
So first
some
up,
eggs are blue.
Yeah.
we
Oh.
have Kingdom Rush: Rift in Time by Lucky Duck Games. This is for 1 to 4 players. It lasts 45 to 90 minutes. It did not play though. There we go. And it's going to be about $59 for the base
Yeah, I was gonna
base
say,
game.
I think all these games, for the most part, have a deluxe version this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except
So
you
Becoming
want to
more of a
spend
Kickstarter
more.
norm, right?
Well, some people are saying instead of doing the early bird or
Right.
the deluxe is where you can get here's the awesome stuff you get for doing Kickstarter versus
Right.
just buying at retail.
Yeah.
They're trying to get from people like you. They're like, oh, I'll wait till retail, not have to pay for shipping. They're like,
Right.
no, deluxe only, baby.
That's right. That's
but
right.
you know what?
Trying to
But
get
they
the-
got to incentivize you. They got to bring you to the page.
On the deluxe portion of this, they're giving you lots of different characters and stuff, and that's a huge thing for me. If I have the ability to get other characters with other abilities, I'm like, oh man,
Well, the
you got
cool-
me. I'm all in.
This
I'm
one
all
has
in.
a really cool tray though, also for the towers on the deluxe version, and that.
Oh, are
alone
they
is almost
offering
worth
that
it.
only in the deluxe?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, guys, on this one here, we played this game, and the
Dice Tower
biggest,
West.
the biggest concern that I
my
had
West.
with it,
No gang signs,
because
please.
first
this is
off,
a family show.
this is a lovely game, but putting those little polyomino tiles on your little cards and stuff can be quite challenging as far as getting your fingers in there and stuff. So the trays are 100% you need the trays.
Okay.
Otherwise your pieces are just going to kind of if you knock something, it's going to
She's always very worried about if you
Yeah.
can pick stuff up because she's got these giant
the
claws.
giant claws.
But the back scratches are killer.
Well,
so.
you
Worth
have
it.
it's give and take, guys.
It's a
It's give and
trade-off.
take,
It's a
okay?
trade-off.
It's a trade-off of really. It's yeah. It's
You'll
like being
take it.
married to a bear that never puts her claws out. And just always just
Overall though,
all claws.
there's been a lot of
The hugs
tower
are painful.
Wow.
You're drawing blood. You're drawing blood.
Your shirt's got some blood
It's ripped.
splotches on the back here.
Overall, we've actually talked about a lot of tower defense games this
So,
last year.
Kingdom Rush, I'm mad at Lucky Duck because this is the second time that they've done a board game that was so interesting that I actually went and checked out the app on my phone and then I spent money. I've already bought, so I played the first Kingdom Rush and I pretty much beat it the first 2 days. And then I started investing in the other versions of Kingdom Rush. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in love with Kingdom Rush right now.
Are
I'm
you
all
all
in?
in?
I
You're just
love-
take my money, Lucky Duck.
Well, it's like here, take my $2.99. Here, take my $3.99. Oh, $4.99 for 5 characters. Take that too.
microtransactions.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's not bad. I only
In-app
spent $85 in 32 purchases. Very small purchases.
Could have bought 2 of these Kingdom Rush games at that. I'm sorry.
We're gonna talk over here.
I'm getting the look of death.
So you guys played this at Dice Tower
Yes.
West. Tell me
Yes.
about
Okay.
the
We
gameplay.
tried to
Tell me
get you
about
to
the
come play.
feel of
This is
it. I think I was playing something else at that point.
the most challenging and exciting tower defense game I have ever played
Wow.
in a board game form.
It's the
Okay.
only, it's the only one that I've actually wanted to buy. Honestly.
Right. As
Okay.
soon as I
Is it
got
we-
done playing it, I was like, dang.
What's the Fireside one? Dungeon Tower. Dungeon Escape. It's the Fireside one. Munchkin did it.
Oh, yeah, I
Munchkin
know what
did
you're
one.
talking about. That's
the
not
one that
really
everybody
exactly
knows.
the same
well, it's
way,
like the
though.
rings, and then everybody comes in on the tower, and you've got to like try to kill all the
Yeah,
guys
you have
before
to
they
kill
get
them all
there.
before they reach the tower and
Oh,
stuff.
oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh. Old school. Like it's been a few years.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
out forever. Fireside Games does it.
Oh my
Derek
gosh.
is a sucker.
Oh my gosh. Derek is a sucker.
Yeah.
It'll
well,
come to me.
that's
It'll
true.
come to me.
It's
Oh, Castle
true.
Panic?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Castle
Castle
Panic.
Panic.
Yeah,
Munchkin
yeah, yeah.
Panic and stuff like that. Like that's the other like tower defense game that I kind of have played a bunch. But,
Yeah.
But that one doesn't
And
compare.
that
to
one
this.
was fine, but
The big thing about this one is you get like little Tetris like shaped pieces that
Polyominoes,
are like
yep.
L's or like just a square,
Yeah.
and you've got to like when the creeps come out, you've got to really be like, okay, I can put this here and
Right.
this here, but if I do that, then that means I can't upgrade my tower. So can we take a hit so that next time we can have an upgraded tower? And
yeah, here's shows the covering.
So
yeah, or you're like, oh man, this is a big boss. If I hit it with my tower, which will do 3 damage to it, like then my tower blows up. Like it's only a one-shot deal. Is it worth it, or should we wait?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of really hard, crunchy decisions to
yeah,
make.
and then whenever you're placing your tiles, and actually in this they actually show it the wrong way. So this little L shape here can only go out onto this tile in this particular way.
They just showed it wrong on the
Yeah,
thing. That's
so
funny.
like as you're actually playing this game, like
it's very difficult to figure out how to.
extremely
Very
difficult.
spatial.
Yeah, to try to figure out how to put in the pieces and as they travel along the track, making sure that you don't die at the end of this. Like, it was extremely intense. Every decision in this mattered. Like, and
Well, when Anthony was showing us the demo from Lucky Duck Games, we actually technically died the first round. He's like, "Oh no, wait, we would actually die this round." We're like, "Oh, already?" He's like, "So let me do this instead."
Daniel
So we had
Zayas
to
is helping us
backtrack.
out. Castle Panic.
We had to kind of backtrack it so that we could learn a little bit more about Kingdom Addiction and play a little bit longer, as Ryan would say.
Yeah, it was. I was extremely surprised by this because some of the other tower defense games, I'm like, yeah, okay, the movement is fun, and you're upgrading your towers and stuff. This one, it's either upgrade your towers or possibly die and try to choose between the two.
Yeah,
Like-
you really have to like time that. Like, when can we take the hit? When can we not? Like,
Right.
what are we doing just to hold stuff up? This plays exactly like the app. Because the app, all you're doing is you're making like little militia guys to slow everybody down, which is bad for militia guys, so, as an ex-militia guy. But you're putting out little militia guys to slow everybody down while your towers are hopefully shooting them, right? And this is the same thing with this game. You're using your little pawns to kind of slow them down, your little soldiers, so that you can like bombard them and hopefully like kill enough of those creeps that like by the time it gets to the end, you've killed it. Otherwise, it hits you, you lose hearts, eventually you die.
Yeah, and
It's every level is different. Like, it's a whole new
cooperative.
scenario.
And I would say that as you're playing cooperatively, you are really discussing everybody's decision. So it might be a little bit like attackable by those alpha gamers, you know what I'm
Okay, yeah.
saying?
But
But,
that's all co-op
but-
games. I mean, if you've got an alpha gamer in your party, you just have an alpha gamer in your party. Like,
Right.
there's only so much you can do about quarterbacking.
right, that's
I never,
true.
I never fault the game for that. If they find a unique way to get around it, awesome. But that's just the standard part of like, some people just suck. And they might be in your party.
Some people
No, but I
just
do like
suck.
games that find some way around
Yeah.
it. I
You
mean,
can't with this because you all have to talk. I
Yeah.
think
You
it's
do.
up to the party
But
to
you are
decide.
conversing on that
Oh, yeah.
turn. You're like, okay, what are we going to do this turn?
'Cause you
Who's
really
gonna
have to
pass
decide.
tiles? Yeah.
Because you only have certain spots you can put your different towers too. Like that's what these are. This tells
Does
you where
this-
that player can put their towers, and you're like, "Well, I have an archery tower, so I can do this." Someone's like, "Well, it would be better if we did this instead." And you're like, "Okay, so I'll see my archery for the next round." And like, there's a lot of going back and forth and
Right.
trying it out and going like, "That's not going to work." Like, let's swap it around, do it this way instead. And yeah.
Ellen's like, who's hosting the mini painting party? Oh my gosh, don't even get me started about the mini painting parties.
Why
we
did you
need
get her
like
started?
we need so many of those. We have like, I don't know, 180
Here's the big thing about
figures
this
to
game.
paint.
Even if you don't go deluxe with this game, if you skip this on Kickstarter, you're going to miss out on a ton of extra content.
Yeah.
There's been like 2 or 3 like full expansions for the base game added in as stretch goals.
Oh my gosh, look at this little kitty, guys.
Let's stop everything. Look at this. kitty, guys.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. We didn't get to see
In
that.
in the game though, like in the app, she actually does. She recruits one of the beasts to her side, and you use that like to an advantage and stuff. So it's very
Upgrade or
cool.
die. Yeah, upgrade or die. And that's exactly how I describe this game is like you have to keep up with your upgrades while also trying to mitigate your damage, and it was fantastic. It was very
Well,
intense.
Vincent's talking about like upgrading your pledge to like
Well,
the deluxe and stuff.
Well,
This has so much stuff.
I think 1 or 2 contents are add-ons not thrown in.
So there's both. So there's ones that you can buy, like there's the Yeti versus the Paladin, which is like an add-on that you have to buy. and there's other ones that you can buy. But a lot of this stuff is thrown in if you look at the stretch goals.
Look at Lord Blackburn. He's so cool looking, guys.
None shall pass.
Right? You
Yeah,
shall not
I'm super psyched about this.
pass.
We played this, and to be clear, when we played this, we played a round of it. We played like 3 or 4 rounds of it before we had to stop the demo, and we didn't even get to play with the heroes, because they weren't playtesting the heroes at that point in time. So we enjoyed it with just the towers alone, let alone having the heroes that also do additional things and have like 4 or 5 actions they can take. And the way they used. They did a really good job of taking the mechanics from the game that makes it so addictive and then adding it to this game that I was just amazed. That when I went to go play the game on the app, I was like, oh, I remember a lot of this.
Lucky Duck is killing it, guys. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, they're definitely like a company you can trust.
They
have a good track record.
Out of the rough with what was the first one that they had, the hero something, I don't know.
But they've got like Jetpack Joyride, Chronicles of Crime.
Yeah, that's where it started ramping
Vikings
up.
Gone Wild.
Vikings Gone Wild.
Ninja,
yeah.
They've done a bunch of.
And it seems like this is
Joyride.
kind of their wheelhouse too, of taking apps and making board games out of
Well,
them.
absolutely, and it's like you can see their progression as far as games. Okay, Vikings Gone Wild was okay,
It was a card game.
And then, Jetpack Joyride, you're like, okay, this is getting
that one.
interesting. Like, you got some interesting stuff going on. It plays fast.
You guys
and
are
then
selling me
now,
on this a little bit.
I'm like, dang.
Because when I first saw it, I was like,
good.
no, I haven't
this
played
one.
the app. It's kind of not for me. This is for fans of the app and stuff. But it sounds like from what you guys are saying.
This is
No,
one that we've been
this
is
watching
legit.
since we played it.
And I'm
it's
not a
been on
big
my
co-op
watch
person
list.
either, but from you guys talking it up, and I know Lucky Duck is, a trusted, tried and true entity.
Yeah.
So it's tempting.
Well, on these cards here, as you can see the arrows here for the towers, you put the towers down, and then these particular pieces here can only hit 1 or 2 spaces above it or on a side action. So it really
And
limits
it's got
you.
different side actions.
Yeah,
those are different alternative ones, but yeah,
They limit you.
right.
You know?
And you start
Is
off being
there
able
an
to do like
AP
1
issue?
damage.
Is it ever like, do you think it could fall into
It's
that
AP
where?
It
together, though.
probably
Because there is
could,
AP, but it's everyone working together.
but
Right.
yeah,
To do it.
yeah.
So that helps.
You have help. Yeah, you have help.
As long as everyone's involved.
Exactly. So you
Like you
guys
said,
can make
depends
that
on your
decision a little
group.
bit better.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't
exactly.
invite the person who alphas, and then everyone can
Yeah,
have a good time.
Don't invite the alpha gamer because
Is this 1 to 4 or is it 2 to 4?
I think it's 1 to 4.
As I said, I could see playing
I would
this
imagine.
solo.
Yeah, I would
because
imagine you probably
You
could.
definitely could.
Let me see here. Yep, 1 to 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right, Greg. Would you back this?
This is the map from the game. That's what it looks like in the game, and you get stars whenever you beat it without taking any damage.
There's the
and
stars.
yes, and so you get to actually do that with this, which is so cool. I can't
You're
wait
so
to do that
excited.
and be like, boom, we
I feel like I
it.
need to play this app now.
That's okay. So Ellen,
do
that's
it.
true.
Don't do it.
It's a pit.
We
actually not
totally
that expensive.
we totally were super pumped on this since Dice Tower West. Leaving Dice Tower West, I was like, dang, I'm gonna insta back this, and I did. As soon as it came up, I was like, boom, like back.
Did you do deluxe or the regular?
Deluxe, of course I
Okay.
did. Are you crazy
Whew.
right now? Who
See
are
how
you?
worried I was?
Who are you? My husband?
I was
Like,
worried.
you
what's
my
happening?
I was worried.
All right, I'll play your guys' copy. I'm not a big co-op person. I'm less and less into campaign
All right.
kind of
That's
stuff.
good because
I
I
haven't
need-
played the app, but I want
need you
try
buy
it with
some
you
of these
guys.
other ones because I would honestly
Okay.
back all 4 of these things that we're talking about.
Right,
today.
you really are
Yeah.
high
And
on this
all of
group
them.
I
this
think
week.
I think
okay.
we convinced Vincent too. So, Greg,
Well, you guys are very persuasive. I mean,
now that you've heard
you're
about
so
it,
excited about
I
it.
am. I'm super excited about it. Would you back this
I
game?
think it's still a pass for me because I'm not a big co-op person.
Okay.
But
There's always got to be that one guy. am I
Are you a
right?
fan of puzzle games?
I do like the use of the polyominoes, that
Yeah.
spatial puzzle. That brings me in. I mean, I'm interested.
This is an extremely
Yeah.
challenging puzzle
But I
game.
wouldn't discourage anyone
For
from
groups,
backing this
yeah.
because Lucky Duck, like we said, is tried and
killing it.
true. If this looks good to you, if this is your wheelhouse, back this game because Lucky Duck is legit.
Yeah. And they have so many cool things on this. Like, I am so pumped. I'm so excited about this.
But yeah, there's
All right.
so
Yeah,
much.
everything about this looks good. The minis
Every
look good.
every boss will like dramatically change how you play. It's gonna
Yeah.
be so good.
All right, Dr. Gloryhogg, would you back this?
Yeah, I'm 100%
Okay, you're
in.
live. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah,
You're all right.
you guys are like
All right.
frothing at
Run.
the mouth. I
Run.
mean, there's no question.
Like I'm mad that I couldn't just. I tried to actually convince them to let me take the demo home, and they're like, "Oh, we only got 1 copy stateside," and I'm like, "But $10."
But yeah, but me,
I was
look,
trying.
I'm a nice
I would have
person.
taken that home, like if they would have let me.
Of course you would have.
Well, there's some games that I played that I'd be like, "That's
Sure,
cool, thanks."
sure.
The hammer. Okay, any interest in the new Hammer of the Scots Deluxe Edition? We'll have to take a look at that. If you want to send us a link or something, Kabuki Kid,
Yeah,
we'll
definitely.
take a look at that.
A lot of this to remember is that, so like there's stuff that's going on right now, like on Mars, that we know about. It's on our list, but we're usually a week behind because we have to prep this a week ahead of time in order to get it to Dice Tower.
And then
go
on
talk
from
about
there,
it
yeah.
here. So the stuff that's launched in like in the last couple of days, we know about
Or in, like,
it,
the
but
last
it
week.
won't. Right.
Yeah, because we do ours on Sunday-ish, you know.
Sunday, Monday, yeah, right. Even the stuff that launched on, like, because stuff launched yesterday on Thursday.
Yeah.
Like, Kickstarter Thursday was a thing this week for whatever reason. And
Kickstarter Thursday.
Kickstarter Thursday.
We can literally not get something that launches on Thursday because, like, Dice Tower West has
All right,
already
guys,
happened in the morning.
moving on. We
Dice
got
Tower
Vampire the
Board Game Breakfast,
Masquerade Heritage. This is by Nice Games Publishing. It's for 2 to 4 players. It plays in about 20 to 40 minutes, which was really surprising for me because I was
more
like,
of a card drafting
dang, like only 20 to 40 minutes. It's like storytelling, you know? I was like, that's good. Like, I like that it's in that 20 to 40 minute range with everything, you know? And actually, we don't have to watch this thing because, like, that doesn't really show you much of anything.
The
so
two
we'll
guys
scroll
sitting
down.
by the fire talking.
Yeah, sitting by the fire talking
Worst
about the
video
game.
ever.
All right, so I don't know how many of you are Vampire the Masquerade fans.
From the role
I
playing
am
game.
a huge Vampire the Masquerade
look at her
fan.
nails. I mean,
It
come
is
on.
one
Giveaway.
of my most favorite RPGs because it is very intriguing with like social deduction and what other players are doing, and although you're working together as a group, you're also kind of also trying to one up each other in the game. And I love that portion of Vampire the Masquerade. And as I was going through this, there's plenty of board games that have the Vampire the Masquerade sort of theme to it and stuff. This one, I feel like it takes the RPG and then builds it into the board game where you have you're dealing with the beast within you and stuff in this game and fighting that back and whether it's good or bad. And you're dealing with the different princes that are trying to take over land and stuff in here and who you're backing with that. And you're also trying to deal with the other players trying to backstab you secretly. Like, there was so much that they took from the RPG in this. I was like, oh my God,
No,
I'm
it's
in
really
love with
good.
this game.
Well, the whole point of what makes Vampire the Masquerade fun when you're playing the role-playing game is that, I mean, besides just being a vampire and having powers, is that you get to kind of see your character really progresses through the game, through the storytelling of the game. This lets you do that by going through 700 years where you're recruiting vampires to your side, killing other players' vampires, you're collecting items. I mean, you're doing things in the world. You're shaping world history by being a vampire.
And through 700 years of a legacy game. How do you feel about that, Greg?
Well, I wanted to ask you guys about this one because I knew you guys were into the IP.
Yes.
And I was curious, like, does this look, because I could tell this is like your little pet, you know,
Oh,
like,
yes.
we have to throw this one in here. And I was curious if you felt like it captured the RPG feel in a board game or not. I definitely like the art and the look of it. I'm not a big campaign gamer as of late. It feels like those games just always are hard to get to the table, hard to get the same group together.
We're going to finish Betrayal Legacy, right?
Yeah, I hope so. Someday, maybe.
And Gloomhaven, the 2 campaign games we started with you.
I mean,
One
right?
day.
I mean, and what about Scythe? I mean, like, we have so many campaigns
God, that's right. I'm
we're
at 3.
technically playing that just have sat for so long.
Which is why I really look to see if they've got a good 2-player, because I'm like, man, because her and I will knock out a 2-player over a good long weekend.
Right.
But
I think that's a legit concern with these kinds of games. Is it gonna be good enough to keep bringing you back in close succession so you can actually get through the story?
Here's the best thing about this game: they have non-specific quest cards, so you can be in the middle of this campaign. I could come over and be like, oh, yeah, I want to try that game. And you could put the non-specific quest cards in and play with whatever you've already unlocked.
Oh,
and I can just play. And it doesn't affect the overall legacy part of the game.
So they've thought about that.
So you can just bring somebody in and show them how to play it. Right.
That's cool.
So we could even do it as a trial. Like, we could play it with the non-specific cards so nothing legacy happens. And we could play it and go, oh, yeah, this is fun. I want to be in this campaign. Which is nice because something else like Pandemic, once you kind of got a group in, you're kind of like, you guys are locked in.
You
if you guys
play with
don't
those
play,
same people,
then with this one, I could actually have you try it, and you're like, yeah, I want to play more of this.
Yeah, and I liked that.
And in the middle.
And to answer your question, I like that they cover such a long, they have such a big scope of story here, of narrative.
Yes.
But in a game that's not, it's 4 hours every time you play. Like, it does seem like they are really trying to make this digestible, people jumping in and out, the kind of game that you can actually get through. So
I loved the fact, too, that it was historical, so they're going to be taking historical
Right.
events and tying them
Yeah.
into
Kinda adding
everything,
the
which is so much
vampire-
fun.
Well, even your
Yeah.
so
character
much
progresses.
fun.
So they'll start off looking like this, and then you'll see them like all the way go through to like the 1960s and stuff, and all of a sudden they're wearing like period pieces from then. So your same character will change
Yeah.
clothes.
The art's really
time
cool
goes
and
on.
clever in
Right?
this. Yeah, that's definitely
So
a draw.
Ryan was asking if this is going to be a good gateway into the game. I think it'll give you some good lore and might give you a
Yeah.
good taste for it. I don't know if it's going to be like the old like Castles of Ravenloft was for 4th edition, where it's just like a 1-for-1, almost playing just the combat version of the RPG. But it's a good lore. I think if you like Vampire at all, like the Masquerade is probably going to be a win.
It's lore and terminology. So,
Yeah.
like, if you're in here and you're like, all right, here's my vampires and here's my childer and stuff, and you're going to start learning about all those different things, and here's the beast within, and you're going to learn about what all those things mean, but the actual mechanics are not RPG-like. This
Right.
is a
More of a
tableau
card
building game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're building your tableau of cards here to
Would
make
you
the
call that
best
area
group of
control?
vampires.
Because you've got 3 areas that you're fighting for
Yeah.
control over, like as far as light side, dark
There's
side.
like different tracks,
and then
kind
yeah,
of.
Right.
and there's
And
they
those change throughout
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah, and then there's like areas you can control because like a prince is somebody that would like own a city and like they're the person you would talk to and everything. So I think it's going to be very interesting. The one thing I want to say about this particular one is I feel since all these games have already been backed, I feel more comfortable going and getting this one retail because the only real upgrades are sleeved cards, wooden onks, which is that symbol right there that you're seeing on that book, and like some envelopes for your character sheets. So when you want to save them, like that's
Yeah.
the only real stretch goal upgrades.
You talked about it
Okay.
already being funded. It feels like this is the week of like games that don't need coverage, right? They're all like super
I know all
funded
of these
this
are
week.
super
Yeah.
super funded this
And
week.
so it was
yeah.
kind of funny, like, they don't need us. Like, these
So-
games are already all super
Yeah.
successful and doing
I
great.
said I'd have to make like hard choices. This
Yeah.
one for me will be a pass because I feel like I could get this in retail and
Okay.
instead support like Game Depot or Games U
yeah.
instead
One
of
your
like
local
buying
stores.
it on the Kickstarter.
And it's definitely going to be available in retail, I'm hoping.
yeah, it's
Okay.
definitely available. The
Yeah.
deluxe version gives you these 3 additional modules to it.
And Kabuki Kid, you're right. Board games will never be able to really be an RPG. I think
No.
the closest thing you get is like a Resistance or something like that, where you're like, if you're telling the
It's like a
story.
social deduction.
Yeah, if you're
Right.
telling the story, your character and what's happening and stuff. But that's about it.
Very
This one here, though,
What's that mean?
It's a card game we did last week that didn't fund, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
yeah, this one here, though, I mean, it does give
2
you
weeks ago.
definitely the lore and
Yeah.
stuff, and
Yeah.
the excitement of playing something in that Vampire the Masquerade realm or that World of Darkness area. Like
yeah, I'm still 100% in on this. I don't want to.
I'm 100% in on this, too.
I want to buy it retail. I
You wanna-
think this
yeah.
particular one. So
I
that
want to
it
back
spreads
this
it
because
out.
I want all these add-ons and stuff. The
But
Kickstarter
that's the
exclusive
deluxe.
stuff.
That's if you go deluxe. That's over $100 if you want that.
I want all the things.
Here's my thing. I will say this one more time. Tainted Grail has ruined me because as soon as the game reaches that $100 mark, I go, Tainted Grail had
Oh.
how much stuff for $100? And then I look at something like this and I'm like, would I pay $100 for this? Would I pay $100 for Blood on the Clock Tower? Like, it's really, really warped my sense of perspective with as far as is this a $100 game or not?
It's gonna be a tough decisions this week, guys.
But-
Oh, but you get the acrylic gems. Like you get
Stop.
acrylic.
You need to calm
Oh.
down. I don't.
You
think
know, she
it's-
picks these games because she's excited about them, I mean,
I pick these games. I give her a list, and then
Oh,
she
okay.
narrows it down for the one
right.
she wants. But
And
yeah.
she narrows down to the ones she's most excited about.
So earlier, Kabuki Kid mentioned Hammer of the Scots. We did look at Hammer of the Scots. It's technically a reprint, though.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, right,
Oh,
right.
so we
typically
don't end up
on
talking
this
about
show, we don't talk
reprints.
about reprints. We might mention on Board Game Breakfast.
Yeah.
Depending on if it hit at the right time, but we don't typically talk about the reprints.
Usually
on here.
just because they have followings already,
And
and
there's just so many. There's so many good
yeah,
reprints. Like
yeah.
March of the Ants is a reprint right now that I'm interested in, but like I don't want to spend 20 minutes talking about it. It's
Talking about it,
already
yeah.
funded. It's already got a following. Like it's already doing its own thing.
All right, Greg, would you back this Kickstarter?
Vincent called me old and rickety.
Yeah.
Come on, Vincent.
Are
oh,
you?
because you're just like 1881.
I know. I realized. Yeah, they're having a whole conversation without us. I think I'll pass. I mean, it wasn't something that jumped at me anyway because it's not an IP I'm super into, and especially if you guys, as people who are really into this, are still kind of iffy or on the fence, and
Well,
that
I
definitely
still
makes
want
me
it.
feel
I just want to wait till retail so I can like
right. And that's
space
the
it out.
question: is back in or not?
Because
and so
I don't want to spend the money to back all 4 of these this week. So I'm trying to make hard decisions. Like if I was writing the check today, which ones would I back immediately today?
And I'd be more likely to back one of the other games or Kingdom Rush than this. So this is a pass for me.
Kingdom Rush is going to get more play. I think this is something me and her would play. We'd get some of our friends in that we played Vampire with maybe to play, but I don't think it's one that I'd play with you or like her mom or.
I'd like to try it. I mean, it does look
you're out.
I'm out. Okay, I'm not invited.
You got to finish Betrayal first. And Gloomhaven.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Rise of Fenris.
All right, we'll get on this in like 2040.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Dr. Gloryhougdd, would you back that?
Retail. I will buy this in retail. I'm 100% going to buy this, but I will wait till it hits retail.
Okay.
For me.
And I'm going to say, yes, I would back this because I want the gems. I just want the full experience of it because it is an RPG style game. So I want like the little envelopes. I want all the cool stuff.
Guys,
like
the watchers, the viewers are going to miss out on when the cameras go off, and then you guys have to
crying.
like
and then we have to
out
duke it
and
out.
argue
Yeah.
over.
It's not a duke out. It's
One of these days, I got to record those, you know, and
it's really
that'll be
hard.
bonus content.
It's part of the marriage podcast.
Sometimes we'll look at like our Kickstarter page and be like, okay, like, is there something here that we can like cut? Like, I don't.
Yeah,
it's
there's
bad.
too many good things.
You
And
guys
also,
back way more than I do.
Oh,
I can understand. You guys must have a lot of tough conversations.
Way
yeah.
more.
Kabuki Kid, I'll go ahead and take a look at that deluxe edition. I'll let you know my opinion on it because I want to take a good look at it.
Kabuki Kid is like laser focused.
Well, it's
today.
ending soon.
Yeah.
So it was more of like a reprinty type thing. We only try to cover new stuff if possible.
We can't
It's
cover
like,
all the things.
Well, like Carnival Zombie was
Yeah.
one that people were excited about, but it was
Yeah.
technically a reprint, so like
Yeah.
it didn't make it.
We
So
can't
typically
cover
don't.
all the things.
I have it on my phone already.
Taking a picture of that so I remember Kabuki Kid. I'll get back with you.
She's on it, man. She's on it.
I know. All right. Next up.
I already have it.
Next up.
Dungeonology.
You know what we have next up, guys? I'm so excited about this.
Are you?
Yeah.
Man, you're going to be broke
It's
after
our game
this.
show time.
Oh, I
game
thought
show
we were.
time.
So today,
Okay, so
We're
I
gonna
didn't
have a
know
s-
about this
we're
until
gonna
I
have
just.
a right. We didn't tell him.
No,
We're gonna
not
have a
until
I
he was
just
like
saw the
on
social media
Twitter.
post like yesterday. I'm
He's
like,
on
wait,
Twitter.
what's going
He's like,
on?
So
what?
Greg is gonna try these
Oh
flaming
my
hot
gosh,
Funyuns
what is
or these flavor shot habanero.
No, not or. He's gonna try both,
both,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You don't
So,
get to pick,
I
Greg.
will-
You just
I
get
feel
to eat
like
them.
the monkey.
I will
Like
tell
you're
the
like
story.
dance monkey.
I'll tell the
Eat hot foods for our amusement.
So I would normally eat these with him, but
By
I
the way, I'm not getting paid anything. This
I'm
is all
s-
volunteers.
volunteered to eat fiery snacks that you like, you poor baby.
I'm kidding.
So I'm actually super allergic to milk, so I can't have either one of these because they both have milk in them.
What?
Like, I am. Why would I make that up? It's not something cool. Hey guys, I'm allergic to milk. How cool
It
is
just
that?
sounds like
And
it
cats.
just sounds like a convenient out and cats as the cat walks through.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a convenient out for like these super hot
do they
foods
smell
you're
like?
throwing in
I'll
my
try
face.
Which
one
one
of
are
these,
these?
but-
These are the Dorito flavor
I'll
shots.
eat one, but I can't eat a bunch. Dude, you know I eat hot stuff. Are you kidding me right now? I was just eating chips and salsa earlier.
I'm
All right,
messing
Greg.
with you.
All right, so try
Are you
the
ready
Funyun.
for your milk cheese cultures and
You know,
salt
and
enzymes?
I knew you guys were doing this, so I brought like a water in the car,
you?
and then
And
I
then it's
left
in the
it in the
car?
car.
Well, I was gonna give you like a piece of bread for a palate cleanse in the middle. Yeah, he's eating it.
It gets really quiet.
These are good.
This is like the epitome of
Well, you
stoner
can't
food.
keep eating them. You gotta eat these other ones. Stop
Look, I
eating
need the whole
them.
bag.
You can't eat
I already
them.
told your wife you're bringing some of these home. Stephanie's gonna kill you.
Those aren't even hot.
Right. It's the flaming
Oh,
hot.
these are like
Those are pansy
these
hot,
don't
man.
even smell that hot. Okay, guys.
Those have like barely any
flaming
kick.
hot Funyuns.
Barely any kick.
If these
Okay.
are really hot, I want these.
These are good.
Okay, let me get one.
These got some. These have instantly you can feel the
Cause
heat
Dad, not
on
on the mat.
You can
Oh
smell
my
'em.
God. Oh my
Woo.
God.
Yeah,
Habanero?
these are legit.
Those ones are legit, huh?
This has got some heat on it.
Really?
Yeah. Compared to the Funyuns, the Funyuns are like,
All
So
right.
this is that type of hot where it doesn't taste hot as you're eating it, but then
Oh.
all of a sudden your mouth is kind of like.
yeah, but you eat like 9 in a row and you're supposed to feel it right here.
Well, like so as I was eating, I was like, this isn't hot. Greg's a baby, but now my mouth was like,
Yeah, no, these compared to these, I mean,
All right.
I'm not gonna eat these at all.
On a scale of 0 to hot Cheetos, how were the Dorito flavor shots?
you're not hot Cheetos.
0
well,
to
I
hot
think
Cheetos.
these are hotter than hot Cheetos.
Oh, so
Probably.
they're at like.
But I think I like the hot Cheeto flavor better.
More
Oh,
cheese,
really?
I would imagine.
Yeah.
This is more corn. This is the corn
Yeah.
chip.
It's good though. It's a
So
weird.
between these
it
two,
looks weird. It's
which
like
one
these
of
little.
Which one of these is the snack you take on your next
triangle.
road trip?
Snack
You stop at the Quick
expert.
Trip, and you're getting some snacks for you and the wife.
I'm going
Which
for
one?
these. I'm going for these.
The flavor shots habanero.
No, because I like that they actually, I'm beating up here. Like they actually have some kick.
Don't eat them all. I told your
Well,
wife.
don't
to
keep
bring 'em
eating.
all.
All we need is like crunching as we're explaining
So
Dungeonology.
here's the story behind these. I was at Quick Trip and I
They're
saw
both
We
them.
don't
good,
have
though.
time for
They're
stories.
both good, but
We don't have
Funyuns.
time for
this is
stories. You
good.
Twitter this story.
So no, I didn't. And so I picked these up and I
Twitter
was like,
table
hey,
this.
I picked these up and I was like, oh, Greg could probably like these. I'm like, we should try that for the show. And then later at work, I saw these out on the community table and I thought, hopefully these aren't super old. Greg can try these too. So those were purchased. Those were found. Found snacks. He's still
Hopefully,
eating
hopefully
Best
they're
by
not
May
super
2017. What the hell, dude?
them. How bad is it?
No, it's June 2019. It's good. It's good.
Oh. I was kind of hoping they were old. Usually the community table ends up with really
These
old,
are
old
good.
snacks.
They're just not really that
Oh my
hot.
God,
Yeah.
that would have been awesome. Oh,
Well,
next
they're
week.
onion
These are
flavored.
like
Hey.
a gateway to hot snacks.
Hey, next week, Vincent says fried crickets and ants, Greg.
Oh well, you know
Yeah,
what? I just remember to have
yeah.
a
We're
work
just gonna
meeting,
order some of those in.
next Friday.
Oh,
I
and
love
fried
pistachios.
tarantulas.
Who knows what
Fried
kind of crap you guys are going to
tarantulas.
try to shove down my throat
I'm
next
a,
week?
I will eat spicy stuff. It just has to be milk free. I just can't.
All
do
right,
milk.
guys. Next up, we have Dungeonology, the Expedition by Ludus Magnus Studios. This is for 2 to 4 players, and it's going to
What's
last
that?
about 90 minutes. Oh, this also has, like, although a beautiful preview, it doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah, the video does nothing.
Yeah.
This game looks like it's a lot of fun though.
This game. Okay,
Well,
what were your,
like 3,700 other people agree with you.
Yeah, what were
It's another
Yeah.
super funded game.
your first impressions of this game?
Oh, another $100 dungeon crawl. I mean, it just feels like like we say this every week, right? Another one of these comes out every week. Now, at least this one's kind of cute.
Right, because it has the idea that they're all scholars trying
Yeah,
to like
so-
discover information without getting found out.
So it has some. It has like a unique take on the genre. I feel like at least, but it's still. And I like the upgrading, like the little player mats where you're putting the cubes in to like upgrade your stats.
Yeah.
It feels like it does a lot of things right, but once again, it's another $100 dungeon crawly mini fest, and I'm just kind of getting tired of these. I mean, I know that sounds very like, I don't know, cynical or jaded or whatever, but there's just one every week, you know, and it's like if I back this one next week, there'll be one I wish I would have backed more, you know. So this is for me, this, even though it looks beautiful and I like that there's some unique takes on the genre, this is definitely a wait to play it later and try it out, you know, kind of
Okay.
game for me.
can
Plus,
see
I
that.
don't know the company really. I don't know these designers, so it feels like a gamble. And it's the most expensive of the 4.
Is it really?
This week.
Hello, Helena.
Yeah, I think it's like
Thanks for
90
joining
bucks or
us.
something. Yeah, I mean, it's a legit, you know, investment.
So,
There you go.
well,
That's
Dr.
not
Gloryhogg, what's your take on it?
So it looks good, and I like the idea that you are a scholar trying to secretly get information, because like that's low key what I wish I could do, like walk around with a bunch of wolves and be like, just another wolf, guys, as I take notes. That's like a dream job right there. So, and these are monsters, which is even better.
I've infiltrated
but
the pack. They don't realize I'm
yeah,
not a
they
wolf.
really don't realize. I'm wearing, what is it? Your kid's mask.
That's
little,
right.
Little wolf like hat she has.
I have a wolf hoodie on.
So, like, I really like that idea, but Greg brings up a good point. When I look at this, it makes me think of Minions of Mordak, like Valor and Villainy.
No.
No, not the same game, but I feel like it's going to fall into that same kind of niche.
You mean like
where
Mechs
it's
versus
like,
Minions?
It's
Like
going to
that
be
kinda-
no, just the
No.
niche of like that, like gameplay time. That one's one versus many.
Yeah, yeah.
But like just gameplay time, kind of cuteness factor, like fighting out with like anthropomorphic goblins and like
Yeah.
kind of animated gameplay, kind of like a Arcadia Quest. Or
Yeah.
It feels like it's going to be in that same realm.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're already so deep into Arcadia Quest that I don't play that one so much that I'm bored. I think if I had to pass, this one would be one that I would probably pass on.
Really? Okay.
But it looks good. I want to play it.
Yeah.
I want to own it. I just need it for free.
You just need it for free.
I
Well, I
wouldn't
didn't know
be- I
that was an
wouldn't be-
option. If I could get them for free, I want all
I
4.
wouldn't be
All right.
upset. I wouldn't be mad if we got this, but like I'm thinking logistically, like if I had to cut something, it's this, because I'm already going to get Vampire at retail. I already want to get Kingdom Rush for sure, 100% on
Well,
the
there's,
deluxe.
and there's also the these designers have never done anything before. We talked about this one other week where it's like when your first thing you're designing is this big epic $100 crawling, tons of moving parts kind of game. That's a red flag for me.
Yeah.
Like start with something small, cut your teeth
I
on
will
something that's
say
a little less
They
ambitious.
did spend
you
the
know?
money on actually so like I hadn't heard about this until I found it on Kickstarter, which I thought was weird, but they did spend the money to be on Geek and Sundry. Like they were at Becca Scott. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
oh,
I
they've
was
got,
very
they
well,
did all,
this is
they
right
did
up
everything.
that alley for Geek and Sundry.
Yeah, they
and
did
stuff.
everything
yeah.
right. I
So,
mean,
like,
the
that
campaign
surprised me
looks
because
great.
that's expensive to get onto Geek and Sundry. But then, like, I didn't see anything about this anywhere else. I didn't see it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I
Well,
never heard
at
of
some
it.
point, I mean, you only need Geek and Sundry, honestly,
Yeah, that's a
because
pretty
like there's so many
I think
people
if you
on there.
scroll
That's all
down,
you
though,
need.
if I remember right, there's other videos and stuff. I mean,
There
they
is.
shopped it around to a bunch of people.
But
if I
it
remember
wasn't
right.
like as many. It's not the people that I'm used to seeing on there, I guess.
Well,
Right.
what you might have is a company, and I didn't research in depth into the company, but what you might have is like a Lucky Duck sort of scenario where like it's a company that owns another entity of something, and they're like, hey, let's make a board game. Because the minis in this look great. I love that they have the inlaid boards on all of this. The inlaid boards for the tiles as well. So like as you have the tiles, your cubes aren't getting knocked all around.
Oh, like I said, everything
Like,
looks good. I mean,
everything looks amazing.
and you can see where the
And
money is going.
I love the idea that you're going in there and you're just like trying to get information on the monsters, and you're like trying to avoid them.
And there's tricks
But
and
then,
jinxes and
yeah, you're also trying to like not help everybody else. Like you're trying to trick everybody else,
Right.
and then like you can sometimes like throw some students at some monsters and stuff, and you're like sacrificing. You're like, oh, sorry, I need to get my work done.
You were
like,
getting an F anyway.
When I initially saw this game, I was like, what is this? And then as I started researching it and looking into the game, I was like, oh my god, I fell in love with this game.
It's got good production
like,
quality. It's got a cool theme.
I really
You guys
like
are gonna be
it.
broke
yeah.
after this
week.
I
Right.
know.
That's-
This week
that's-
is so tough,
it's
guys.
only because
This week
of
is
what
so
all is
tough.
happening this week that I'm like,
Are you
I
really
could
doing
pass.
all four here, Gloryhoundd?
Guys,
She
I
wants
don't know.
to.
I want to.
We're gonna have to
I
make
don't
cuts.
know.
I think the only one we're 100% both in on is probably Kingdom Rush, and then after
Yeah.
that we have to really decide.
We
where
do
we're
really
gonna
have
spend
to
our money.
decide.
So that's
you
your
know?
top pick this
Because
week.
it's not like there's not other good stuff coming up. There's like On Mars is coming
Oh,
up.
Yeah.
there's
There's
always
Folding Space, Hunt the
yeah.
Ravager. I mean, there's a lot of different games that
Yeah.
are being kickstarted right now, and
Yeah.
it's just a lot.
It's a big April.
I need more games that be showing up at my house and less being on Kickstarter that I want to back, because I feel like we're gonna get like 10 of them at once or something.
The only thing that I can say on this one is that if you don't like games with take that mechanics in them, I would not play this game, because I have the feeling it's going to be very heavy take that,
Yeah.
because you're trying to be first, and you're trying
Sure.
to dissuade everybody else from taking that first place. So yeah, 100%. If you don't like take that games, this is probably not going to be for you. But I love what they did to that dungeon crawling theme. They
Right.
like refreshened everything in this
I
game.
do like
for
that
me.
they have a unique take on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they made everything just really nice.
Yeah, everything's
like,
pretty. The double layer boards, everything is
Yeah.
really. It looks like it's a good quality production.
absolutely.
don't
I'm
think the-
excited about this game.
We just have a couple other games in this kind of realm, so I'm kind of worried. Like, will it get the play that some of the lighter games would get?
It does remind me of like Arcadia Quest style though, where it's like
Yeah.
cute miniatures, cute
Cuties.
art, like
Yeah, a little more cartoony
yeah,
style.
exactly, and like a little bit more fun
It
take
seems like
to it. It's not
it's-
serious,
right.
you know.
Right,
It
it's not
seems-
Gothic horror. It's not
it's-
grimdark. Where you're like,
Right.
and then the guts get wrapped around your neck and
Well,
choke
it
you
seems
out.
like those are like the two. Like you either go kind of cutesy and cartoony,
Yeah.
or you go like super dark, violent,
yeah, you go My Little
evil
Side,
injury,
or you go Tainted
imagery.
Grail. That's
Yeah.
like your options. You can only
Yeah.
do one of the. You
Kingdom
either go
Death
chibi
Master
yeah.
or Arcadia Quest, and it seems like people usually pick one or the other.
I just want to be like normal guys. You fight like
So,
a goose one time.
Luke says that they did
There's just a
black.
rabid dog in the alley you got to be
Just
careful
one mean
about.
dog. You have to like kind of run.
Luke
from.
says-
Just a little grumpy.
Luke says that they did Black Rose Wars, which
Not
did
familiar
well
with
as well.
That. Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go back and look at the Black Rose Wars, but I think it's a fantastic game. Like, I want to back this. I'd back this right now. Like, I'm gonna have to make a hard choice on which games I'm gonna get back
real.
this week, because I can't. Sadly, I cannot back all of them
How much
because
of
I
a-
am backing these games,
If all
guys.
of you send us just $50,
if all of you go to our Ko-fi
$50.
and send us, $25 to $50, we'll back all these games. And
This
then tell
show's
you.
just
I
turning
mean,
into you begging. the next episode, you're gonna have cardboard signs like, please.
No.
I need
If
help.
I had the funds to
Feed our
back
child or get this game.
this game along with like Kingdom Rush and stuff. With Kingdom Rush, that's my first pick of the week.
Yeah.
Then I would absolutely 100% back this game, like no thoughts about it, because I love everything about this game and I want to play it.
This just still might end up being something that we put on our save list that we come back to when it hits retail or.
Right. I'm going to have to see what this week
Yeah.
and next week do. And it's like one of those things where Origins is getting close and I'm like, ooh, I'm not going to have any Origins money, guys. What's going
you won't
on
be able to
here?
buy anything while you're there.
I feel like, sorry. I know I'm just going to have to look at the game
Well,
while I'm
if we just
here.
skipped this week, backing stuff, I could actually go to Origins with
Whew.
you. So
Maybe.
That's a good
Maybe.
point.
saying.
All right.
That's a good point.
That's why you don't see me at as many
So,
conventions.
Greg, you said what did
I'm
you say?
going to pass on this one, but I
Pass?
kind of agree with you where I want to keep my eyes peeled on it. I want to see it down the
Yeah.
road.
I'm so excited about this
I don't.
game.
I mean, the look of it's cool. Look at this big, like, chameleon monster
I know,
guy.
Yeah.
I
dude,
mean,
I'm all about it. I'm all about the guy playing like the loot too up there. Like, go, scroll up a little bit.
it's got so much
playing
going
the
for
flute.
it.
That is
but-
true. So Alan's asking DrGloryHogg, that usually you go for the sort of take that style games.
No,
like,
I just don't care about it. I mean, if you play Magic the Gathering long enough, where you're playing a dueling game where your only
Yeah.
goal is to kill the other person, you just get used to it. It doesn't really bother
Oh,
me.
yeah, I don't mind.
But you'd
take
say
that.
you would wait on this just because it is a longer epic style game.
This is a game that makes me want to look at our shelves and go, which other games do we have that are similar? Are we playing them enough that we want to add another one, or would this replace
Right.
something? Because
Okay, got it.
we've just gotten to the point where it's like, okay, we've got 2 IKEA Calixes completely full, plus stuff shoved in the closet. What do we like? Does it replace? If it won't replace something, then I'm gonna have to probably pass.
Right. And Magenta Lizard says have to read the rule book first on
Oh,
this
why you
and
gotta
stuff
be
with
so
that.
smart? Yeah, you could have really bad rules. But yeah, I'm
Well,
okay with all kinds of dueling games, like
As
Dice
far as
Throne,
looking at the
Magic,
mechanics of the
card
game
drafting.
and stuff like that, it looks really great with the mechanics of the game and everything. But it is a heavy take that game. You know,
Yeah, I don't mind
your cards
games.
are going to be.
It's certainly not the cutthroat
managing
nature
that.
of it that
Vincent's
turns
like
me
on a
off.
roll today.
Yeah, I
He's
think it's
like,
gonna be
Greg
awesome.
does-
What does he say?
Greg's does take that home to try. I gotta try that one first before I
Take
buy
that
it.
home to try.
Oh,
All right, and I'd
Vincent.
say
Oh, Vince.
I
Oh,
would back this
Vincent.
game. I would back
Oh,
this
Vince.
game. It's amazing. I can't wait to play it.
It sounds like you're
I'm
going
so
4
excited.
for 4.
We're gonna have to make.
Next
we're gonna have
step.
to cut one of
At
the
the
big
end,
ones.
I'm going to ask you which is your least likely to back.
Next
I'm going to
up,
ask you the tough questions.
We have
Yeah.
Rome by Red Raven Games. This is for 2 to 4 players. It lasts about 30 to 45 minutes, and this is right in Greg's price range, a whopping $22.
I love that I have the cheapskate mentality here.
That's not that you're a cheapskate, but you've got a very large collection. Are you like pushing 700 games or more?
I'm over 700 games.
Yeah, so I could see why you're like, I don't get to play the ones I love enough. So
Yeah.
like, the ad one has to be really something special.
But look at this one. This has everything.
yeah, it's got
Designer,
what you want.
publisher, like interesting mechanics, interesting gameplay, and it's cheap as hell. Like
I have not
it's
played
like
any of their games.
you haven't
Not-
played any Red
No.
Raven
They
games.
went right up to Greg's checklist and went, check, check, check.
Right, right.
Here's the thing.
It's like Ryan Lockett called me up. It's like, okay,
I was
what
like,
do
hey, Greg, what do you want on
what
your
do you want out of
Kickstarter?
this?
I mean,
No.
what do you like about
Do you know how many times
Kickstarters?
I put like above and below like in my cart, or like I almost bought Haven when we were at Dice Tower West. Like
Haven
there's
is
so
so
many
good.
games.
And here's the thing
I
about
just
this.
haven't like gotten. I just haven't actually pulled the trigger on any of
I
them.
think his stuff keeps getting better. Like Haven, even though it's just like a little 2-player game, it's so polished. It's so well done.
I like the art a lot too.
Yeah, his art has always been beautiful.
This one looks really like. This one seems like I feel like this one would get a lot of play. Where something like
Yeah.
Dungeonology
yes.
is like a whole
See,
day.
and that's what I'm looking
Dungeonology is like
for.
that turkey dinner we've talked
Yeah.
about before. This is like mashed potatoes. You can get out and play it with
I
other
like
games.
turkey dinners, though. That's
And
like
when-
the best part.
Yeah, but you can
The
eat
best
3
part is
turkey
the
dinners in one night.
But when
You
people
can if you space it out.
but when people give me like a hard time about like not backing the big expensive game or whatever, this is from years of like logging plays, looking at what actually gets to the table.
Yeah.
These kinds of games that pack a lot of
They
strategy
get
into
to
a
the table.
small, they get played over and over and over again, and that's what I'm looking for. I
That's
don't
why
want
I'm like her
some game
foil.
I play
All right.
twice and then it
I'm
sits.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like this game.
What's wrong with it?
I think it's going to be too simple for me. So
I don't mind.
the mechanics on it and stuff for me, for a strategic gamer.
Okay.
See, I thought this was all up her alley because of the way you have to like.
Well,
place
I know, but it's too
it's
simple.
Area control
It's got a little
with
bit of Bosk. It's got a little bit of Onitama.
Yeah, I was thinking Onitama with it.
It's cool.
You're taking pretty much one action per turn unless you buy something, and you're turning over a card and then you're playing those, and then once you start building up cards, I mean all you're doing is just planning in advance which card you're going to get, and then trying to
bet she's
take
gonna
over
go
that
4 for 4
area.
this week.
And like this for me, I feel like yes, okay.
It's all good, Vincent.
It would be a fantastic game for players that don't want to spend a whole lot of time playing a longer game and stuff like that. But it was too, like, just, I don't know, it was just too simple, I think, in the fact of what you were trying to
I-
accomplish on the board.
There's a BOGO for Target. I gotta go. Just leave the show.
I think he packs a lot of choice into streamlined gameplay, streamlined rule sets. And so I trust. Now, granted, I'm talking about Haven, which is an Alf Siegert design with Ryan Lockett publishing and doing the art.
Right.
So this is Ryan Lockett. But I feel like that's the wheelhouse of Red Raven. Usually fairly simple rules, but they pack a lot into it. So even though it looks simple on the surface, I bet you'd play a few rounds and go, oh, wow, there's actually more going on here than meets the eye. That's my assumption. I'll look more deeply into it. I'll see if that seems to be the case.
It definitely seems like a game, though, that you'll just like bring with you in your bag. And
it'll get played, right? And you could play it with
This
two.
will be a fast one. Yeah, that you'll get to play with people.
Those games,
get out to the table
those games
more
are the ones
often.
that get played. If you really look at what you play, year in and year out.
She's gonna be real sad once we look at our end of the year, like what games get played. And she says that like Arcadia Quest, although we've got like 9 expansions, just didn't get played.
I've been logging play since 2014, and I just feel like those. When I look at it, the games that get played the most are these kinds of games, that pack a lot into a short package.
Although
I was okay with this one if she wanted it because of the price, but if she doesn't want it, then I'm okay to pass. But I also I was willing to back this one because I thought she'd really
well, it's
like
also
it.
you guys always talk about when it's this cheap. It's like, why not?
Yeah.
It's $22. I mean, this thing is like practically free. The art alone,
practically free.
The art alone is worth $22.
I love the flavor text. Well, so what you get with this one, if you buy it now, is you're gonna get like 5 pet cards, which are Kickstarter exclusive, 9 extra bonus cards due to stretch goals.
Hey, Stephanie's here.
8 artifacts.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hey, should you be at work? And then Good Friday.
For Good Friday.
And then upgrades. You also get additional upgrades with this one, So
hold on. Hey, Stephanie, would you back this?
I don't know if she's looked at this one yet.
Well, real talk, now that she's here, there are some of these left, and so if Greg doesn't come home with them.
No, don't tell.
No, don't stop eating them. Stop eating them.
All right.
They're not bad. They're not bad.
Yes, it'll get out to the table more often.
Yeah.
Yes, it looks like there's interesting mechanics involved. I just feel like, for me, that I'm going to figure out this game super fast, and then it's going to be unenjoyable when you get to that third play, that fourth play.
But if you play with the same people those 3-4 times, they're going to figure it out too.
Plus,
and
the
then you're
land
gonna have
changes. It never looks the same.
Yeah, it's different every time.
And it's all about having the most pieces in an area, which you can only put out a couple based off the cards you have. So I feel like it's going to really make
it's
you
going to be very tactical.
Can I take this area
you have
if I
to work
play this
with the
card,
people that you
or
have.
do I have to give up this area and go on this one instead? Or
no, I 100%.
And you can back. There's a package
agree.
here where you can get Haven too, which I thought was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that is cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
Well, I can.
Well, I also feel like it. Okay, sorry.
No, go ahead.
There's 4 games this week. You like all of them, so I feel like that's part of your decision here, right?
I think so.
Is you feel like you have to let something go. So I understand why you're like.
So she lets go the $20 game and not the $100 one.
Well,
that's the story of our life.
You act like you don't know her. I mean, come on, that's standard operating procedure.
That $20 will give me an upgrade on another game.
This is only like 2 burritos. I mean, come on.
That's true. This is like 2 burritos.
You scarf this game down in
date
one
night
lunch.
burritos.
This is Chipotle for a family of 3.
This also feels like it has the potential for being a cool gateway, like something you could take to Thanksgiving or whatever, play with family and go like, all right, we're ready to take it up a notch. We're going to play something that has a little more going on, because of the idea of it is simple, right? Like you said, you pick a guy, you put the cubes down, you're trying to fill these cards up.
Yeah, I was okay with it. It sounds like maybe you'll back it, and then hopefully I'll get to play it that way.
This is only a 6x6 grid system, though, and you're putting down like anywhere between like 3 to
1.
Well,
there's some
you can do 2 in here, so 2. But like as you look at the other cards
that
up
clear
here,
one, does that mean you put one down if you have a clear one, or do you take
you
one
can
away?
you can purchase that extra spot, but you're looking at the majority of the time you're going to be putting down 2 to 3 cubes.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
gonna be fast paced.
on your upgraded cards, you're putting down like around 4 cubes if you're going for the big upgrades
Yeah, so
and
isn't
stuff.
it all about maximizing that?
And you
Plus,
also have to choose between grabbing the coins or grabbing the cards. So there's always that.
If you're putting down
bases
4
change every time,
cubes
too.
per a 6x6 grid, I mean that's why it goes so fast right there. Like, I mean.
It's like 1 pizza.
I'm sorry. I'm not
It's
trying
not
to poop on anything. It looks like a good game. I'm just saying, for me as a highly strategic gamer, like I feel like I would just run out of things too fast. Like I'd figure it out too fast, and I'd be like, all right, these are the cards that I'm looking for. Like how many cards are in here?
You're gonna have different cards every time, though. It's very tactical. It's like Onitama, right? Or
yeah.
I mean, look at something like chess. You go, oh, it's simple rules. Yeah, but there's a lot of depth built into it. I think this game is deceptively simple.
You're gonna get.
You don't have to have complexity to be a good strategic game.
If cards are the thing you're worried about, you're getting
though.
22 extra cards by backing it now versus getting it in retail.
Onitama is different because it's strategic placement versus strategic area control. And strategic area control, with this particular one, it's going to ramp up super fast and is just going to, I don't know, I feel like it's going to go too quickly.
That's fine. I don't know why we're trying to talk you into it, by the way.
She's always worried about how fast the game is, but then it's never like we have 8 hours to play a game.
I want to play 8 hours of gaming.
You act like fast gaming
8 hours
is
only.
a detriment. That's a sale.
I agree with you because it means I get to actually play it.
I see why Greg isn't responding to my texts.
Oh, hey, what do you know?
Awkward. She's like messaging
She always
you.
forgets that I do this. Like every week, it's like, yeah, doing it still.
All right, okay.
She's the ghost host. She has other things on her mind.
Kabuki Kid
goes by pizzas.
He's talking about
Pizza's
pizzas.
a different transfer ratio.
Come on, this is a
that,
burrito.
Though. Like,
yeah,
because you can get like 2
We're
to
in
3
Arizona. It's
burritos.
Have you never
per
watched
pizza.
the show,
Burrito
Kabuki
currency.
Kid? Yeah, that's the currency of the show.
Like, yeah, the currency is burritos.
And
just because it's a smaller currency.
Why is Alan Bernstein
like,
talking about his bowel movements? What's going on?
He's talking about her pooping on everything.
Let's go. Oh, I see.
So here's what's realistically going to happen. I'm hoping that you will back this one, and then her and I will have to decide which one we cut out of the other 3.
All right, well, first
this
off,
is the one I'm most interested in
Greg,
of the 4. Absolutely.
Are you going to back this?
Yes, this is the this is the one I'm most interested in of the 4. I love Haven.
Pinky swear?
I feel like
He's backing it, guys. We got a pinky promise.
Yes, Haven is an excellent game of Agenda Lizard. I think these Red Raven games keep getting better. I haven't played all of them, but I played some of the older ones, some of the ones from a few years ago, and
you
then
guys
and
have
now
them,
Haven.
so every time I see them on your shelf.
No, the only one I have is Haven.
Well, not like I'm talking about like Alex and stuff too. Like I see them around enough that I haven't like jumped the gun and like bought one of them, but like I want to play them really badly.
Yeah.
All right. DrGloryHogg, would you back this?
If you're a pass, then I'm a pass.
Well, no, it's not about me. It's about you as a gamer, if you like this game or not.
Yes.
I was thinking it was more your style than my style, so it's probably a pass for me.
Okay, so for you in particular,
I thought, it's one that I think will get played more, and I was happy to only spend $20, but it's not. This is kind of like an area control card thing, and I don't really like that.
Next time you guys give me a hard time about a cheap game, like, come on, Greg, it's so cheap. Why not? I'm going to bring up friggin' Rome, all right?
All right.
Throwing this back in your face.
So back and try it, Gloryhound. If you don't like it, it's a prize for the fans. Ooh, Alan brings up a really good point.
Oh, Alan, I like the way you
think.
That
is a really good point. I mean, if you guys don't mind unopened
we've talked about that
games,
before,
you know,
because we have a lot of Munchkin, but we've talked about giving open games. The
because
problem is we want to make sure we're not giving you a game that we have to hope that you like it, because we get games, and occasionally there's a game that we play and we're like, I didn't really like this one as much, but I don't want to send that out and be like, hey, thanks for being a fan. Here's a game we don't enjoy.
Well, at least with Red Raven, it's pretty safe.
Yeah, I think people will enjoy this.
All right.
But I don't want to give a game to somebody that I personally don't like, because then I feel bad. Like, here's a game I didn't like. Here, enjoy.
For me, this looks like a good game, but I don't feel like it is one in my wheelhouse that I'm going to like. Personally.
I was waiting for you to say that.
So I'm going to say I'm not going to back this one, and that's our Kickstarters for the week, guys. Like, oh my goodness.
So many poops.
All right.
So many.
So,
poops.
Greg, what was on your top?
Rome.
Rome?
Rome's the one I'm most interested in.
All right.
Probably followed by Kingdom Rush.
Okay.
Kingdom Rush.
DrGloryHogg.
Kingdom Rush. Kingdom Rush, 100%.
Kingdom Rush, Kingdom Rush.
It needs its own theme song.
I'm definitely going to say,
Candy Rush.
Kingdom Rush was on the top of my list
Those
because
are pretty hot.
It is a board game that I'm going to play with everybody. But
too much milk.
Vampire, the Masquerade Heritage was like super close behind because 1, I love legacy games, and 2, I love the IP, and then 3, I love what they did with that game, bringing it in. So that was like 100%.
Yeah, he keeps eating them. So
you're not gonna have any food left.
These have some
left,
legit
Stephanie.
heat, Stephanie.
So
you gotta try these.
You're saying Vampire and Kingdom Rush then is tops for you.
Yeah, and I think that if those games were not in this week, it would have absolutely 100% been Dungeonology. Because, like, between those 3, it was so hard and tight to figure out exactly what I wanted from there.
Feel your hot breath on the back of my
neck. This is legit. This is good stuff. Okay, so
we got some ghost pepper sauce earlier.
Between Kingdom Rush and Vampire, which one do you like better?
Kingdom Rush.
I like Kingdom
You're
Rush.
Kingdom Rush, I know.
Well, I like them for two different reasons. I like
Okay.
Kingdom Rush because I feel like that one is going to get to the table more than the vampire
Right.
And it's
one
gonna
will.
be a fun like.
But the vampire
woo!
one
Yeah.
is this IP that
But
you
the
love.
vampire
Right.
one is the one that like I'm gonna
Okay.
be invested in. Like I'm
Okay.
gonna want to go through and play like a full legacy campaign and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited
So
about
it's a toss-up between
replaying
those
this.
two.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
Dungeonology.
Well, and
Yeah.
they're two different
Dungeonology, then
experiences
Rome
because
for you.
Kingdom Rush is one that will be like, oh yeah, guys, come over, we'll play Kingdom Rush. Where Vampire will be one where we're probably like, hey, we don't have anything planned for this Sunday. You want to play Vampire tonight? And then we'll play it till like 1 in the morning. Or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. And
Probably
be
just
like,
probably mostly
and
just the two of
all-
us.
They're singing Rome from B-52s in the comments, which, by the way, they said in the video to choose first player, have everyone sing Rome by the B-52s. Whoever sings it the best gets to go first.
Nice.
All
What if I
right.
just sing Rock Lobster? Do I get to go first?
No,
Also-
that's next
Lobster.
week. Rock Lobster's coming out. From,
Also, I
On
wanted
Mars?
to
from
say
Red Raven Games.
thank you so much, guys, for those people that supported us in Ko-Fi. We ended up getting 2 wireless mics, so whenever we go to Origins and Gen Con this year, I'm going to be able to do super awesome interviews and stuff like that, as well as I'm hoping to be able to use them with my mixer and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys and
I
all your
know the
love that you
B-52s
sent. I'm super excited.
Kabuki Kid thinks we don't know the B-52s.
Sing
I'm-
Love
I'm
Shack
Well,
real quick.
Everybody,
Tin roof. Rusted.
it's like, I mean, we're not super young. I'm just gonna say.
Did you say we're not super young?
Yeah, we're not super young. We know the B-52s.
I grew up listening
like,
to B-52s in the 80s. Yeah, man.
the range for
Talking
gamers.
Heads.
Heck yeah,
Pixies.
definitely.
The range for board gamers is that 25 to like 38 range.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's like the
So-
prime
I guess
range.
guess
You're
I'm-
almost out.
I guess I'm pushing the edge
Yeah,
of that
where the
demographic.
most of the board gamers
Ow.
are, and we're all pretty close in age, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
years
You're,
apart.
I think I'm the youngest.
You're pushing 50, right?
No, I'm younger than her.
She's 19.
Are you younger than me? I always forget. I'm definitely younger than
You're
her,
like
though.
50, 51, like early 20s.
I'm a vampire. I don't
And I'm
age.
ageless.
I
I
don't
mean,
age.
come on.
No.
It's the heat. It
It's
keeps
all
me
the
young.
heat.
Stop eating
It keeps
them.
You're
me
like-
young.
You're like moist and sweating. You're like, oh
that
my
one's
god.
got some
oh
really
my
heat
god.
on it.
Moist.
It's good stuff right
Stop
there.
eating
All
on
right.
our mics.
And yeah, our
Nom,
pick
nom,
for hot
nom.
snacks for the week was
Yeah,
these
give 'em
guys
a
here,
shot.
the Doritos
They are
flavor
good.
shots. FYI, we are not sponsored by Doritos.
Okay, here's my tip though. Better than both of these. Go find something called turbos.
Turbos.
Flamus flavors. They're like
That's
Oh my
Takis,
new,
god.
but they take it up a
oh
notch.
my god.
They're like a hotter version of Takis.
Those are legit.
I had those.
And
Those
they're
were
like
good.
sour too. They're good.
They're like twisted up instead of twisted around in a circle.
Yeah,
They're
very
twisted up.
crunchy.
They remind me of the
very
flavor
hot.
twist from Fritos.
And you gotta love a food called turbos. I mean, that's clearly good for you, right?
Yeah.
Those grow
It helps your
naturally in
poops
the
come
ground.
out turbo style.
There's too much
No,
scatological talk on this
no.
episode
All
for my
right.
taste.
All right. We will be back next week with
play with
lots of other
Legos.
games
Legos.
and
I
a
like
new
Lego.
a new show thing too.
I like
So we're gonna
Lego.
try to switch it up with the shows and stuff.
crap,
Ooh, like
what
a
are we doing?
quick Lego building contest.
Was
would
it
be
rock?
fast? Yeah.
Lobster.
We're
Let's
gonna
see
do
here.
another
I think the box
competition?
says for age 99 for Legos. Yeah, I mean, if you turn 100, no more Legos for you.
Oh yeah.
Screw
No
that.
Screw
more.
you. You
I'm
can
gonna,
have
when
a
I
Lego.
turn 100, I'm gonna have a bunch of Legos just poured on me.
What
Be
they
like, "Take
didn't,
that
what it
Lego."
was is they wanted to save the inking money for that one, so they didn't put like the 100 on there.
Wow.
No.
100000111011101.
All right, guys, we're out. Thanks so much for
Whoa, no
joining us
swearing. Even if
today.
it's in-